Discussion post for Chapter 10. When researchers are doing the comparison of two groups, they need to possess certain things in order to help ensure that they receive the proper funding, and that their results are used to the best of their ability. And the key in this is just being honest and fair. When they are conducting these tests, they want to make sure that they're honest and fair, and they are not particularly changing a person's information that has been provided to make it so that it goes one way or another based off of what they feel that they need the research to particularly say. So if they need the research to say a particular thing and it's not going because it's going the opposite way or going more geared towards another side of the study, then they must be okay with that and accept that and relaying that that is okay. And therefore, this helps in keeping the test honest and fair. And when you're conducting these researches, you never know whether this will basically, as we have learned in so many chapters, is this your results, if they're going to be more of the outlier, or are they going to be more of something to help in changing the way in which we look at something. So it's best to practice where you're being honest and fair and throughout all of these studies, because again, it does affect the funding and how the data is used and can be implemented across different field areas, when it comes to just being honest and fair about all of the data results that you do receive. Avana helps researchers find out if there is a difference between the three or more groups. However, it does not tell you which groups are different. It only tells you that there is at least one group that is different from the other groups. Because of this, researchers have to do additional and need to do additional tests to help in figuring out the tests and identifying exactly which groups were different. Without this test, they wouldn't know a difference except by what is being told. For example, if a school has three different ways in which a teacher is teaching something or a particular area, and the Avana is showing there's a difference, but a follow-up test will be needed to show which teaching method is working the best versus which teaching method is not, when it comes to the children showing the best results. This can help in determining which way in which you're teaching is more beneficial. But if without these additional tests, you would just know that the students are getting a better results, but you would not be able to pinpoint when or what is being done to make or help ensure that the students are getting the better results without you doing more follow-up tests. But Avana does help you in understanding that there is a difference in the way in which the students are learning this information. When looking at the correlation with the plus and of a positive and negative, this is basically just telling the difference between the relationships in which they have. If you have a plus, that means that the value is increasing, and other variables within also tend to increase. But if you have a negative, it means one variable increases while the other variables tend to decrease. So this is um, important. When you're looking at the numeric value, um, it's basically telling you the strength of the overall relationship, whether it's a plus or minus negative. It's giving you an overall relationship between the data. But I would say the closer it is to zero, means the weaker the data results are, as far as when it comes to their relationship with one another. They would not have much of a strong relationship the closer they are to the number zero. Um, in the field, when we're looking at special education, um, researchers might use this study to kind of help them in the relationship between, um, I guess, students' attendance and their academic performance overall, and showing that if a student attends school, then their overall academic improve, in which their ability when it comes to the end of the year state test improve. But if you have a student who does not attend school as often, um, and so their grades are not improving, which shows that chances are when they take the end of year test, those scores will not be approval or a passing score. Um, so that is how you can look and see the relationship between the two different areas, because again, they both hold important key information on whether it's plus or minus, or whether they're holding key details in their relationship that they are showing.